Welcome to the Real News Network. I'm Jessica Devereaux in Baltimore, where we are continuing our coverage of the Freddie Gray case. When we talk about police brutality, one voice that is rarely heard is the voice of the victims. But our guest that is joining us in studio says that is something that needs to change. Now joining us in studio is Fenyanga Muhammad. He's a Baltimore native and survivor of police brutality. He was shot 4 times by police after they jumped him from behind during a botched arrest, and he survived to tell the story. Thank you so much for joining us, Fenyanga.
Thank you, Jessica.
So let's first off talk about what happened that day. You said it happened in 2007.
Yes,
It was, you said, around 3:30 in the afternoon. Explain, what were you doing?
I just had returned back home to Baltimore so I can invest in real estate. I had an interest in helping to rebuild the poverty-stricken neighborhoods in West Baltimore. And on this particular day, my cousin and myself had just got finished looking at properties. We had ran a few errands, and we had lunch. We took his car to the mechanic place, and we stopped past Mr. Lee on the corner of Gilmore and Riggs Avenue, and I bought me 2 popsicle sticks. And I have a habit of sucking on the popsicle stick when I get finished eating it.
Yeah, just chewing on the stick.
Just chewing on the stick.
Yeah.
And so we decided to walk down to the barber shop, but the barber shop was closed. And on the way back to the mechanic shop, we crossed the old folks' home. It's an old folks' home on the corner of Parish and Moja Street.
Okay.
And I seen some residents that I haven't seen in years, and they was greeting me, with hugs and how you doing? And before I knew it, I was jumped from the back. And it happened so quick.
How many officers?
I didn't even know there were officers.
Okay.
Initially, all I knew that someone had jumped me from the back, and happened so quick. The people that was out, they started screaming at some point that there was police officers.
Okay. So what are they saying to you? Put your hands up?
They saying spit it out. By this time, the officer had grabbed me, did a chokehold. The popsicle stick had lunged down my throat, and so I was like choking, like seriously choking, like dying, choking.
Oh my gosh.
And, so I ended up on the ground, and at this point, someone has beat me in the head, kicking me, this other guy choking me, and someone screamed out, "Don't shoot him, officer, don't shoot him." And at this point, this one I knew it was police officers.
Okay.
And,
but they did shoot.
Yeah, they did shoot.
Where did they shoot you exactly?
I felt the gun pressed in my back. They shot me 3 times in my back, and once to my left hand.
Oh my gosh. So after the shooting, I'm assuming you go unconscious.
Yes.
You wake up, you're in the hospital.
Yes. Chained to the hospital bed, my legs, my arms. The hospital room is filled with police officers. Very intense moment, not knowing what just happened, and to wake up under arrest, chained to the hospital bed, couldn't move, not knowing.
So they basically charged you.
Yes.
With what exactly?
In the beginning, they charged me with narcotics.
Narcotics.
Yes.
What were they saying? What were they saying?
The undercover officer initially stated that they watched me from a half a block away doing drug sales, making drug sales.
Okay.
But which was false. They never found any narcotics. I had in my possession 3 or 4 credit cards, $1.32 in currency, driving license, social security card, a watchtower Jehovah Witness, watchtower.
Okay.
A set of cufflinks.
No, basically no drugs.
Basically no drugs.
But they also said that they thought they saw you swallow a bag of narcotics.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes. Not only did they claim, allegedly, they watched me sell narcotics, but I had swallowed the entire bag of narcotics.
But you proved this all to be false.
Yes.
And there was, talk a little bit about how you were able to prove that you were not guilty of those actions.
Through my first criminal trial, well, before the criminal trial, they wasn't able to, they eventually dropped the drug charge.
Okay.
They eventually dropped the drug charge, but they continued to pursue resisting arrest, assault, those charges.
And they dropped the drug charge, because you were telling me this off camera. Can you explain how that eventually got dropped?
They didn't have enough evidence to move forward. They signed the warrant for the doctor at the hospital to search my internal, my bowel movement. They did very drastic maneuvers to search my internal body to look for them drugs, and no drugs were ever found.
No drugs were ever found. So, of course, now, like you said, no drug charges, that's dropped. But then were they still pursuing other charges?
Yes, they were still pursuing resisting arrest, assault on 2 officers now. They flipped it as though I assaulted the police officers.
So now they're saying you approached them?
Yeah, I not approached them, but when they approached me, that instead of submitting to the search, that I attacked them.
That you attacked them?
Yeah.
And you knew that was completely false?
Exactly.
Okay.
I knew it, and everyone out that day that witnessed it, they knew it.
Okay. So for you now that we have this case of Freddie Gray, and considering your experience and what you went through, what is your reaction to all of this talk about Freddie Gray, what we saw in the video, what is your response?
As a child growing up in the inner cities, it was always a fear of police planting drugs on you, lying, harassing you. So we always understood the risk that we took every day going outside and encountering a police officer. So I just never thought I would find myself in a position to be attacked in that manner. So before Freddie Gray, how many other individuals in Baltimore had got beat and killed and murdered? Fortunately, Freddie Gray's case have created opportunity that we can talk about this. So the more I see them creating other scenarios about Freddie Gray's case, it reminds me of the lies and the twisted stories that they did with my case, and to make it seem as though I was in the wrong.
Yeah.
So Freddie Gray case is an opportunity for everybody to sit down and really address this issue of police brutality, not just from the level of them attacking him, but what led up to them even arresting him. What did he do wrong that forced them to arrest him in the first place?
Those are all questions that and that we're trying to answer here at The Real News and trying to get the best information for our viewers out there. But Fenyanga Muhammad, thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on The Real News Network.